family, relatives, money, satisfaction of senses, tongue. But nobody will come with us, nothing will come with us. Whatever you are working very hard for. Sometimes one person said, once my children settle, then I'll come to Krishna consciousness. One person said, once my wife gets the job, then I'll, I have to train her next 2 years, then I'll take it up seriously. Wow, Maya. There is nothing wrong training the spouse to get a job, but not taking Krishna consciousness 2 years is wrong. How many of you agree?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, because there is no guarantee 2 years will stay, right? And once the body is left, we leave the body, nobody remembers. Everyone forgets actually. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is called as Satprahara Leela, Mahaprakash Leela. Amazing pastime. Namo Mahadanya, Krishna Prema, Krishna Chaitanya, Namne Gaurti Namaha. So, hey Krishna, my Lord, please. So, we should pray intensely actually, So, what is that? One day, Lord Chaitanya came to Srivas Pandit home with Nityananda Prabhu. All the devotees came. The regular thing, for Kirtan. Usually Kirtan, what would happen? Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would dance like, initially as a devotee, but once he gets into the mood, then he would display, I am Krishna. He would show that. Then devotees would worship him. Devotees worship him, he would give the blessings. But after some time, he would revert back to the normal position. Then again, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? So again, I'm everyone's servant. He'll try to catch hold of the feet of all the devotees. But that day, so what happened? Last Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got up, but got up to sit, to dance. But suddenly what he did, he went and sat on the throne of Vishnu. Earlier also he sat on the throne only when he became ecstatic. But when he is conscious, he's always as a devotee, he's not, I'm your servant, I'm your servant. But that day, he was actually, he went and straight sat on the throne of Vishnu. And the devotees, they were folding hands, with joy. Then they said, then when they sat, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat on the throne, then all the devotees, we have entered Vaikuntha, Haribo. Then the Lord sat with everyone, and they all became free from the influence of material energy, Mahamaya. They all became free from material energy. So they were in the Supreme Lord manifested the spiritual world, Vaikuntha. Then Lord Chaitanya said, Sri Bhagavan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, sing the bathing song, Abhishek song, what is Gaurarti? Arti actually. But that is, the Abhishek song is different, This is Arti ki bajayo, jaya Gaura Chande, Arati kasobha. So as I was singing the song of Abhishek, and then the devotees understood. They wanted to perform. Lord wanted, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted them to perform Abhishek. So what they did, they brought Ganga water. They filtered it. Then they added sandalwood, paste, saffron, camphor, and musk. And once the water is ready, somebody is reciting Purusha prayers. Sahasra Sirja Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrabad Sabhubim Visuddha Atyadishtadashangulam. So they were reciting mantras and the devotees started pouring. They started Abhishek. Nityananda was the first one. So he said, Jai, Jai. And then so actually, so they were, Nityananda started pouring water on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Bhagavan Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and all the leading devotees. They followed. Advaita Acharya, Srivas Thakur followed. And the devotees were praying, everyone is chanting Purushtaka prayers. So then, the one after another, they started, holding a pot of water, they were pouring pots and 100, usually 108 pots. That day, more than that. So Mukunda started singing Kirtan. So devotees were dancing. And entire Vaikuntha in environment manifested. Haribol, amazing. Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Bhagavan Gauranga Mahaprabhu, so he was sitting on the throne as they were pouring water in his head. He really, relished devotees' mood. Devatas came one after another, and Shiva came, Brahma came, and they also started taking part. You're all listening or not?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So what is that? They were performing Abhishek on Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was appreciating their mood. The water, actually, I really do not know how many of you saw the Panchatattva Abhishek. Unfortunately, I was in America, so I also couldn't take part in that first Panchatattva installation in Abhishek. It was amazing. At least video itself is amazing. I don't know how many of you have seen it. What is that? B.V. Govind Maharaj was leading Kirtan, and Ayendra Prabhu was there that time. He was also leading Kirtan. And Lokanath Maharaj was leading. They were all leading Kirtan. All the sannyasis were there. And wow, this is only once in life, once in the time of Brahma, one day of Brahma. If somebody offers a drop to the feet of, Krishna, Bhagavan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they would attain perfection. What to speak of the whole pot of water? Haribol. If you water a drop of water to the lotus feet, Abhishek, you don't need to see Yamaraj. Hare Krishna. They were able to bathe the Bhagavan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly. Haribol. And then what happened? All devotees were bathing. But one simple lady, she's servant maid of Srivas Thakur. She was arranging pots in order. She was bringing the water from Ganga. But she's servant maid. She was putting all the pots in the order so that the devotees can perform bathing. In other words, she is not directly involved. Servant of servant. And Lord told, Lord told her, bring more. And she was, what is her name? My Lord Dukhi. In India, children don't live and children die after they take birth. Sometimes parents give this type of names so that, they live. And she lived. So Lord Chaitanya said, Shri Bhagavan Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, see, no, she is serving devotees. When she is assisting devotees, she is serving me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why should she be called Dukhi? From today onwards, she should be Sukhi. Haribol. Chant and be happy. So everyone in the Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada wanted them to be Sukhi. So, then so many that day, hundreds and thousands of pots of water, they bathed the Lord. Then what happened? Then they dried up his body. Then they gave him fresh clothes. They smeared his body with sandalwood, and they cleaned the Vishnu throne, and again they placed the Lord on his throne again. Nityananda was holding the umbrella, and one more devotee, he began to use chamra, and they started arati. Arti, you all know arti, right? Iskan arti. Incense, ghee lamp, achaman, charanamrit, cloth, arghya, vastra, chamara, Brahmin thread. But of course, in regular arti, there will be 16 items, Shodopsopachara. And at the end, you offer Tulsi Manjaris with sandalwood. So, then after they performed arti with the 16 Shodopsopachara, 16 items, all the devotees, they offered obeisances, prostrate obeisances, dandavats. And the devotees were experiencing unlimited joy. Tears were flowing from their eyes. They were glorifying the Lord. And Bhagavan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was watching this. All glories to the Lord of the universe, Vishwambar. My Lord, by your glance, you end the suffering of everyone. You have inaugurated, you have descended to this world to start the congregation chanting of the holy name, Nam Sankirtan, Yuga Dharma. You're the protector of devotees, protector of Dharma in the 14 worlds. All glories to, Bhagavan Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually Krishna himself. And in his expansion, he lies down as Vishnu. And in the milk ocean, he lies down as a Kshiradaksa Vishnu. In Garbhadaksa Vishnu, Garbhadak ocean, he lies down as Garbhadaksa Vishnu. The origin of these two, Karanadaksa Vishnu. Who is the origin is Krishna, who is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, Haribol. So in the age of Kali Yuga, he has descended as a Brahmana to establish Yuga Dharma. When he came as Krishna, he gave Putana liberation. And he is a husband of goddess of fortune. So when Lord Chaitanya, by his glance, he removed Maya, and they were all devotees were in ecstasy. So they're applying tulsi leaves, they're applying oil on his body, they're applying ornaments, gold and silver, many valuable gifts, many different varieties of pitambar, So they brought so many gifts, So all the devatas were present. Lakshmi Devi, Lord Shiva, Brahma, Indra, everyone. So what happened? Tulsi, grass, durva grass, saffron, camphor, fruits, sandalwood, rice, So based on their intention, they worshipped. Then Bhagavan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, bring something I want to eat. Haribo. Then devotees brought unlimited foodstuffs. Bananas, moong dal, yogurt, condensed mishti dahi, butter and milk. And he ate everything. Devotees went to market and brought all the choicest articles. So many items, coconuts, milk sweets, melons, sugarcane, blackberries, Ganga water. Lord ate everything. Hundreds and hundreds of gallons of Ganga water he drank. Hundreds and hundreds of barrels of yogurt, condensed sweet rice, condensed milk, mishti dahi, bananas, moong dal, unlimited amounts of sweets, betel nuts, camphor. He just swallowed it. Hare Krishna. Can you be, you're all listening, right? Amazing, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
And he said,
Yes, Prabhu.
Srivas, do you remember you used to attend the lectures of Srimad Bhagavatam at Devananda Pandit home? Srivas is a pure devotee. Every line of this Bhagavatam is saturated with Krishna Prema. Your heart melt as you would attend the class. When they would recite Bhagavatam, your heart would melt, Srivas. As Devananda Pandit would lecture, you would cry. You would fall unconscious, but not understanding your moods, not understanding your, advanced level of Krishna consciousness. These students of Devananda Pandit, what they did, they picked you up and they carried you outside thinking you was a disturbance. Devananda Pandit did not say anything since he himself was inexperienced in Krishna consciousness. But when you found yourself on the street, you were sad. You were sad, Srivas. You continue to be sad. But again, you desire to read Srimad Bhagavatam. You constantly want to read Bhagavatam. When I saw you sad, I've decided, I decided to enter into your heart from Vaikuntha. Because I descended from Vaikuntha and entered into your heart. Because I made you weep in ecstatic love for me, you experienced unlimited joy again, Srivas. You were submerged in the ocean of happiness. Reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Srivas, do you recognize that? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he said that, Srivas Thakur, he fell on the ground, crying. So, crying. All the devotees said, Haribol. When the devotees realized, the happy, the mercy Lord Chaitanya showed and Shrikant struck, our devotees were happy. Amazing. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was sitting on this throne. He was eating beetle leaf. Jai Sachidananda Gaurara devotees were singing. So somebody is absent, Lord Sri Chaitanya wants Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would call them to come, bring him forward. He would tell them actually. And sometimes he would say, bring me something to eat. Or whatever they would offer, immediately would eat. And he told one devotee, hey, remember? That day you were suffering from fever. You were so sick. Then that night I came to you as a doctor to cure you. And one devotee, when he heard this, he fell down. Krishna himself came to cure my fever. Haribol, amazing. Then Gangadas Pandit. Who is Gangadas Pandit? Anybody? Huh?
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's guru in Navadvip.
Lord Chaitanya's teacher, not guru. So, who is Lord Chaitanya's guru?
Ishwarapuri.
So, Gangadas Pandit was his teacher. And in fact, on his instruction, Lord Chaitanya would teach in Mukunda Sanjay Swam as a grammar teacher. Gangadas, you remember that night that you heard Muslim king sent the soldiers to arrest your family, capture you and your family, your daughters, your wife, then you want to run away from, you want to escape from their hands, and they were chasing you, and you came to the shore, but there is no boat, Srivas, Gangadas. There is no boat. And the Muslim soldiers were coming closer. And, coming closer, fearing how they will persecute your family. You were praying intensely. The only choice you had was to jump in Ganga and commit suicide. You remember? That time, I descended as a boatman. In the middle of the night, from nowhere, one boatman came with the boat. And you jumped on that boat with your family and you escaped. Do you remember, Gangadas? Do you know who that boatman was? I personally descended to rescue you and your family from the hands of these Yamuna soldiers. I saved you and your family from these Yavana soldiers. You remember, brother, please take my cross. I surrender my body, wealth, everything to you. I solely depend on you, brother. Couple of rupees for your endeavor, please take it. Take me and my family for safety. And I dropped to the other shore. and I returned to my board. Wow. How many of you, if Krishna has done this to you, how do you feel like that? Amazing, right? Gangadas Pandit actually he was lifted in the waves of ecstatic emotions. He started rolling. Those are the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Haribol. You know. So devotees were offering betel nuts, and by like discussing like that, once devotees were fanning him. Then slowly night fell. Suddenly it became night. So devotees started lighting up the lamps. And again they offered worship at the lotus feet of the Lord. Again kirtan, even right. What is our bhakti? Spontaneous raga bhakti, not ordinary bhakti, prema bhakti, ecstatic, shuddha bhakti. But Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was just sitting in a very merciful mood. Some devotees came and said, "My Lord, please protect me, my Lord, please help me, my Lord." And somebody glorified Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Somebody said, my father doesn't want me to attend this program, please bless me. And then done. They're blessed. So when devotees understood his mood, they started asking different benedictions. Suddenly Sri Chaitanya said, "Bring Sridhar. Bring a Sridhar." Some people are Sridhar, Kola Sridhar, Shuklambar Brahmachari, Haridas Thakur, Shivananda Sen, Vasudeva Datta. What are the personalities? But later part of Leela, Ravina Rupa Goswami, Ravinath Das Goswami, everyone, Ravinath Bhatta Goswami, Gaurangera Sangiganda Nitya Siddha Kurivan. So they are all, if you understand the Lord Chaitanya's associates are all eternally liberated souls, Nitya Siddha. And now, who is that personality? Sridhar. Wow. Somebody told me it is not Kolavecha, it's Kalabeche Sridhar. Whatever it is. Kola Sridhar is, Kola means, banana seller. Banana seller. What a personality I Kola Sridhar. That's why Chaitanya Charitamrita is actually PhD. Kola Sridhar had nothing in his possession. Kola Sridhar had nothing in his possession. And his roof had more holes than the roof. His dhoti had more holes than dhoti. Now he would tie, because I don't think there were any needles those days. When dhoti is ripped off, he would tie them. And what he would do? He would sell banana trunks. Banana leaves he would make into cups. He would sell bananas. This is India 500 years ago. Practically every home had bananas or banana trunks. And but he would sell it. Whatever money he would get it, he would get 50%, he would donate. I mean, he would use it to worship Ganga. And as to the 50%, he would use it for himself to maintain this body. To maintain his body. Hare Krishna. There is simple living and very simple living, but very high level of thinking. Very simple living means what? Grossest simple living. Simplest living. He had only one broken iron pot as a position to wash his feet. To store water that would wash his feet. Hare Krishna. Nothing else. But his heart was filled with the unlimited love of God. In the nights he would chant the holy name non-stop. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. What is Chaitanya Lila? What is the devotees of Chaitanya Lila? Krishnadas Karaj Goswami says, I am warm in the stool. Ramananda Rai, he decorates the ladies, but if you put a knife on his heart that time, you cannot even cut his heart. It's like a rock. Sanatana Goswami, humility. Sanatana Goswami felt somebody would see him, they would become contaminated. He did not go on the main highway, but he went through beach road to see Lord Chaitanya. Haridas Thakur, who initiated Mayadevi as a guru in Krishna Mantra, Hare Krishna Mantra, Haridas Thakur felt the pujaris, if they would see him, they would become contaminated. He never came in public. Haribol. You're all listening?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
What is their humility? Where is our humility? I'm talking to myself. Wow. How many of us consider we are so fortunate to have come to Krishna consciousness? Srila Prabhupada brought the treasure. This is extraordinary, not just Bhagavatam, Krishna Leela, coupled with the Gaura Leela. Hare Krishna. One minute. So, what is that? Kabe habe bolo say din amara. When will the day come I develop taste for the chanting? When will the day come I develop the taste for the holy name? Taste for humility. Serve the lotus feet of devotees. Falling at the feet of devotees. You're emerging, Prabhu. I'm good for nothing. So, we discussed this, his behavior. Sridhar was the honest person. Nobody knows him. One lecture, Isolis Radhanasam said, nobody knows Sridhar. Sridhar never wanted to become temple president. When Lord Chaitanya said, bring Sridhar, nobody knows him. In the night, you chant the holy name, the neighbors would come and throw a banana. They thought he was chanting Krishna's name because of the hunger. Sridhar, shut up, but eat this banana. Don't shout loud and spoil our sleep. What is Krishna giving you? Why don't you worship Chandi? You cannot even fill your belly with, whatever you're doing. They thought he was actually, he was crying because of the hunger, but they don't know it is a. Actually, sometimes we defend ourselves. I'm number one in that actually. Then Krishna doesn't come. If you have two children, one child can walk, 10-year-old. Another child is only 1-year-old. Another child is only 3-year-old. Which one will you take them into your shoulders, into your arms? Not the grown-up. Grown-up can take care of himself. So you will take the small baby, right? Likewise, Krishna also takes care of that devotee. He is so meek and humble. But Sridhar never felt bad. But he continued his chanting. Haribol. Then when devotees came, as they came to the outskirts, where Sridhar's place is? Anyone knows?
Yes, Guruji. It's behind that Jagannath Mandir in Mayapur.
Yeah, exactly. Behind the Jagannath temple in Mayapur. Wow. And the devotees, devotees are from now, this what, Mayapur, right? So 4 kilometers. When the devotees reach the outskirts, they start hearing the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. They went, please come, Sridhar. Come and meet Lord Chaitanya, Sri Bhagavan Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Please, he wants to see you. As soon as, they mentioned Lord Chaitanya's name, Sridhar became ecstatic, fell on the ground unconscious. They picked him up and brought him before the Lord. Bhagavan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so happy to see Sridhar and, and called him, Lord Sridhar, come. Sridhar, you have worshipped me sufficiently, Sridhar. So many lifetimes you spent in bhakti. In this life also, you have performed so much bhakti. I have tasted your bananas countless times. We have a lot of exchanges, loving exchanges. Lord Chaitanya would sometimes steal bananas from him. Not steal, he would take forcefully. They would argue each other. Finally, okay, I'm taking it home. So, what is that? Anyway, you remember last time we discussed about his pastime, so no need to repeat again, but the Lord Chaitanya would pester him. Will you give it for 5 pies? I'm telling you 10 pies, you're asking for 5 pies. No problem, will you go for 3 pies? Wow. And why are you worshipping Ganga? She's my maid servant. Oh, wow. She's your why Brahmana? Why are you calling Mother Ganga your maid servant? You're really, the way you're speaking is not good. So he said, when Sri Chaitanya said, Ganga is my, I am the origin of Ganga, Vishnu. Sridhar felt Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the restless boy. But every time he would take something home, you know. But one day Lord Chaitanya said, one day I let the whole world know, you know, the treasures you have. I know you have so much money. So she said, I don't have anything. No, I know you have so much money. So that day came. So when the devotees brought in front of him, you know, Sridhar in front of, you know, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, you know, so Lord Chaitanya said, wake up, Sridhar. Behold my beauty. Tell me how much you have served because of my sake. You know. And devotee Sridhar got up. What did he see? He saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's body turn into bluish black complexion. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifested, you know, Goloka Vrindavan. He was holding flute, standing with Balramji. It's effulgent. Brahma and Shiva, they're coming and praying, you know, and they're offering betel nuts. Anant Sesh, you know, stood behind the Lord. Sanat Kumar, Narada, Sukadeva Goswami, they're all offering prayers. You know, all the celestial damsels, they're all praying. The entire spiritual world, Sri Chaitanya manifested. Wow. Immediately Sridhar fainted. Arjuna, raise Sridhar, raise. You know, how much you have suffered? How much you have suffered for me? Say something, offer glorification. Sridhar said, my Lord, I am an illiterate. I am an illiterate, my Lord. I don't know how to offer. Speak something. By Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's grace, Mother Saraswati entered on the Sridhar's tongue and Sridhar started glorifying. All glories to Bhagavan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord of Vishwambar, what is it? Vishwambar, the Lord of Navadip, son of Mother Sachi, Sachinandana, Gaurhari, Haribol. You know, his activities are even unknown to Vedas. You know, he's a crest jewel of Brahman community. You know, he descends in every millennium. And this incarnation, he came to bestow everyone what no incarnation has ever given. The Krishna Prema. You know. So he said, my Lord, you are the mystic perfections, ever increasing uplands, enjoying spirit. You are the faith in man, benevolence, illusion, everything comes from you. You are, you know, you are the sun, moon, fire, water. You are the king of heaven. You know, you are the sun, the air, wealth, strength, devotion, liberation. Brahma and Shiva come from you. You know, you don't need anything. Rame karma, nirampad rame karma phales pruha. That day you said, you know, Mother Ganga, she emanates from your feet. I didn't realize that. Now I understood, my Lord. You are the same Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord of Gokul. And by your own sweet will, you have descended as the Lord of Navdeep. Atava bhavanetena kinyatena tamarjana vistabhyamidam kratham ekamsena sthito. With a tiny spark of splendor, you cover this whole cosmic manifestation, my Lord, as Krishna. You know, my Lord, by bhakti, Bhishma defeated you in the battle, my Lord. You know, and he made you break your promise. Mother Yashoda, by love, she defeated you, she bound you. You know, Satyabhama Devi could purchase you, my Lord, as husband. You know, when you're Krishna, you know, as in your Krishna form. So overcome by the devotees, your devotees love, you would carry gopas on your shoulders. Haribol. And all the people in the world, they worship you in their heart, keeping you in their heart, they worship you. Keeping you on their shoulders, they worship you. But you carry Sridham on your shoulder. Wow. You are defeated by your devotees. You are defeated by your devotees. Unlimited number of universes manifest just by your simple thought. But you became servant of your friend Sridhama and carried him on your shoulders. How can we understand, my Lord? Though you're unconquerable, you're conquered by pure devotional service. That is greatest service. So, anybody performs pure devotional service to you, and you are defeated by that. Your devotees conquer you. So, what is that? Everyone is listening?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, then he started offering the prayers, sincerely. So when Sridhar offered prayers like that, devotees they were stuck with wonder. Wow. Sridhar asked for a boon. How much you have suffered, Sridhar? You want 8 mystic siddhis? Anima, Garima, Lagima, Mahima. In 1 second I can give you, Sridhar. Sridhar said, my Lord, do you think I have come here for a business? I don't need anything, my Lord. You want to become the wealthiest man? You want to become equal to Kubera? You want to be the king emperor of the world? Please, Sridhar, ask something. How much you have suffered? Sridhar said, no, Lord, I don't need anything. No, Sridhar, ask, please, Sridhar, ask. Then, my Lord, all right. Give me this one boon. Lord Chaitanya was very ecstatic. Oh, really? You're asking something, please. My Lord, that boy, Brahmana boy, who would come and argue every day, who would pester me. May that boy become my Lord and Master, birth after birth. Haribol. May that young Brahman boy, restless Brahman boy, who quarreled with me fiercely, about the price, may he give me his lotus feet as the only treasure for me. He didn't ask anything. Sridhar, he manifested his transcendental love. Tears poured from his eyes. King stays in the palace, eating all the palatial stuffs, enjoying different varieties of foodstuffs. Time is running out for him. Some birds, they stay in the nest, leading the family, maintaining the children. For the birds also time goes equally. My Lord, I'm very happy. Time is running out for everyone. I'm very happy. So when devotees heard Sridhar's response, they started crying. Lord Chaitanya said, Sridhar, I'll make you the emperor of this world. No, my Lord, I am not interested. My only desire, I want you to be my master. Hare Krishna. And I chant your name with the unlimited devotion. So what is that? And Lord Chaitanya, see anything he has, Lord Chaitanya said, I don't want anything. Lord Chaitanya said, all right, I'll bestow unalloyed pure devotion, Shuddha Bhakti. See, for your pleasure, I have displayed this form. Hare Krishna. Eternally pure devotion service, which is a secret in Vedas. All the devotees, Haribol, Jai, Jai, Jai. That is the only pure heart, the only desire. How can we recognize a true devotee of Lord Chaitanya? He doesn't have any desire. No wealth, nadhanam najanam sundarim, no followers. He doesn't need wealth. He doesn't need anything from this world. You're all listening or not?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
It's important. Time
Thank
is
you,
running out. Or what do you know? What is the use? Some name and fame, 5 minutes happiness in the mind, and mind becomes more difficult to control. All these pleasures of the tiny temporary world. I'm talking to myself. It is happiness of the mind or senses, and it is Maya's trick. It is a noose around the neck, and it will bring us back to birth and death. But the happiness of bhakti is a joy of the heart, joy of the soul. We should look for only pure devotion service, nothing else. That's why Lord Chaitanya, Nadanam Najanam Sundarim. You are on the stage of Nishtha means you are applying Trunada Pisanichana. You are still in the Ruchi means you are applying Nadanam Najanam Sundarim. Then Asakti means separation. Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Baditama Vishame Bhavam Buddha Kripaya Tava Pada Pankajasti Dhul Sadrisam Vichintaya. We'll see that. So anyway, the Mahaprakash Lila will continue next week. Thank you very much. It's late now, 9:11. My obeisances, thank you very much. Dandat Pranam Srila Prabhupada. So Grandhara Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai, Kolar Sridhar ki jai, Bhagavan Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Ananta Kota Vaishnava ki jai. Yatai Gaur Har Premanande Haribol.
Haribol. Haribol.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.